Today I'm going to talk about why I believe in youth rights. And for those of you who don't know what that is, you can look it up. I'm just going to give you a short summary. It's the belief, that the young people should be allowed to vote, hold jobs, consent to sex, buy alcohol and tobacco products, as well as marijuana if you live in certain states. People under the age of 18, basically. Okay, here's why I believe in youth rights. In several states, for example, I do know that juveniles as young as 14 have been tried as adults and been sentenced to 10 years or more for armed robbery. Armed robberies where nobody was even physically injured. I mean, I could see why they'd do that if it was a murder, but I mean, it's like a 14-year-old can't drive, can't vote, can't consent to sex, or anything like that. So why is it all of a sudden they want to try them as an adult? And I saw, I saw two posts in quick succession on Facebook. One was this guy who was just outraged that this teacher, she was either in her late 20s or I'm not sure how old she was exactly, but she was up there. She was either in her 20s or 30s or something like that. I don't remember which. But anyway, he was outraged like, oh, he's being abused. She's a predator. I hate how they give the wink at the end of these messages. If it were a girl, they'd want him hung. But I look at it from a different perspective. If that 15-year-old had, shot up a school, robbed a gas station at gunpoint, or God forbid, smashed up a veterans memorial, that guy would probably be screaming for him to be tried as an adult. How do I know? I saw another article, a few things upward, about a 14-year-old who'd been sentenced to 10 years in prison for armed robbery. And there was just post after post about how he did a grown man's crime, he will do a grown man's time. And I'm like, what exactly is juvenile crime versus adult crime? I mean, is armed robbery somehow more adult? Just because it's more serious than, say, breaking into a house or shoplifting? Adults do those things too. And as far as there are 16-year-olds out there who have jobs, for example. A lot of them. And when they get a job, it's like they can't vote. And that is taxation without representation. It really is that simple. That is taxation without representation. And that's against the Constitution. It's against the Bill of Rights. Can't do it. Gotta lower the voting age. But anyway, it's just also another thing. I saw this thing on Steve Wilkos show, and it was like, this 17-year-old, he often gives the choice of whether you want to go there, you can go get help, or you can go get with your boyfriend. In Steve Wilkos in his self-righteous and egotistical manner. But anyway, usually the women, do what's predictable and go with their boyfriends. However, it's like, there's one time where it's like, I usually let people choose, to this 17-year-old girl, you don't get a choice. And the audience was, of course, yeah, because you're cool, because they're Kool-Aid drinkers and they worship that guy like he's some sort of demigod. But anyway, it's like, it appears that age doesn't make a lot of people wiser. Because it's like, it seems like, what was the point in even giving them adulthood? I mean, they're just going to make the same mistakes the same mistakes when they reach the magic number of 18 or 21, whichever one you want. But anyway, another thing is that it's like, you know, the more you try to keep people away from stuff, the more they're going to want it. Like, you know, I started smoking when I was 12, and that didn't, the fact that I was 6 years under the age of where I could legally buy cigarettes did not stop me. I ended up a smoker. And it's a decision I regret, but I take full responsibility for it. It was my fault. And anyway, I'm just really at my wit's end with all this stuff, because it's just like, you know, it's just, people just want to get involved in people's lives and things like that. They just want to be in control. And anyway, I can tell you that nothing really magical happened on my 18th birthday. Nothing magical ever happened on my 21st birthday. I was the same person as I was a week or two before that. Granted, I'm not the same person I was at 16, 17, or 18. That was, I've been an adult for about 12 years now. And, but, you know, it's just, you know, there's a lot of craziness in this world. Anyway, I hope you liked my video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.